When last we played our roles, the party got evacuation orders from Amalga's prince to serve to the few citizens in the farmlands that would be in the direct path of the soon-to-be invading army. With some minor convincing and a character with one of the family's cows that strangely had a mundane but magical-looking hat stuck to its head, the party and the citizens move out of the immediate danger zone, and then the party proceeded towards the Sultan's den to try to trick the Sultans and make an opportunity to get Vetter back. The Sultans, being slightly skeptical of the party's rapid return, took their planned precautions and put the party into simple cells within the hidden basement, with Mott being allowed to go with Daniel, the leader of the Sultans. Mott chatted with one of the lesser roads holding Vetter, while Daniel went to present the fake crown to the client. A minute later, someone who looked like Daniel emerged and criticized the Sultan's capabilities and needing to pay the consequences, injecting something into Vetter, killing the Sultans in the room, as his identity as a Raven Tenku became known, before leaving Mott in a pitch-dark room with a monstrosity surrounding Vetter. After he appeared in the room that the rest of the party was in, the Kenku eliminated the Sultans through darkening the room with magical means, and did a number on the party, including dismembering Orin's leg before vanishing. The dark ichor monster that Vetter had become shambled its way after Mott, getting taken down by the party, resulting in a grotesque scene of Vetter and corpses falling out of the disgusting ichor. With a somber, brief exchange, Mott pulled out his previously unused crossbow and ended Vetter's suffering. Before the party had to retreat from the old mansion the Kenku had set ablaze. We now return to a tired party making camp in the forest, and after their heavy day. I realized after reading that, wait a minute, I think we did do the setting up camp bit at the end of the last session. So, especially for simplicity's sake, we will jump to the next morning. The safety bubble pops. Mott slowly gets up and the rest of you awaken as well. Aside from Orin. Orin is in a bit of a shock and is still unconscious.
So, where are we exactly at again?
You guys are in the woods to the west of the mansion, roughly in the direction of Rockwell. Pretty much from, I can't remember if this was partially discussed at the end of last session or not, but part of the plan would be to take Orin to Rockwell so he can get proper treatment, since that is also the closest viable location, because Port Stephen didn't exactly seem to have much of a medical presence there. But Rockwell was a very self-sufficient underground town slash town. And considering they were self-sufficient, it would be led to believe that they would have means of taking care of Orin, and it's his home anyways, so it would be making the most sense.
Let him be part robot.
But, yeah. Mott, for the most part, is quiet as he pats up his bedroll and is a bit zoned out. He, like, any attempts to converse with him, he's responsive, but his focus and thoughts are a bit elsewhere at the moment. And I'll just presume that you guys want to pack up and head towards Rockwell.
Yep.
Alright. So, after another full day's travel, pretty much, it's getting to be evening, and you guys make your way up the increasingly familiar hill that becomes Rockwell. And at the entrance to Rockwell, you see a guard talking with a familiar tanner-skinned individual in heavy armor. As they're having a bit of a discussion, and as you guys approach, the entrance guard just goes, like looks over the armored individual's shoulder, and goes, and just like points at you guys, and pretty much like seems to like have a little chuckle at the timing. As you guys see Tiff, who Rusty. I can't remember if I had your character present during that session or not. I think you.
I don't know.
Oh, look, I was trying to prepare for the future stuff. I wasn't doing enough looking back in the past. I don't have a wiki I can just Google search. And my notes are terrible.
Is there a place we can take Orin, like a medical facility?
Yeah, so especially
Is it wrong of me to think like when we're trying to enter it, it's just a big hole in the ground and we accidentally step in it?
Not entirely.
We fall like 2 feet.
But yeah, especially like once you guys get closer and the guard sees, oh, what the hell happened to him? Is he all right?
Now,
Shadow Demon might need a new leg.
Oh dear. Well, all right. He takes a look around the perimeter and just like down the other sides of the hill. Ah, there's nothing. Come on, all of you, get on the lift. And he guides everyone onto a platform and pulls a lever, and it starts like descending.
So, being the fact that these people are advanced technologically,
relatively, yes.
Could they tell the difference between armor and a robot?
They should.
If anything, also, when Orin like first met the party, is anything to go by.
Yep. So especially during the
I don't know if they're distracted with Orin or if they're
during the ride down the entrance lift, looking around at this cavern. I don't know, Ian, if you've seen like Gurren Lagann, but kind of like those underground villages in the entrance, but like it's all like an open area in the middle, but like all the sides are essentially like carved out homes and other various things with various ramps and mechanical lifts to different levels going about. And it's a bustling area that's just hidden away from the world in here. There's lights, there's music, there's various tinkerings, the sound of metals and steam. Vegetation, you said? Yeah, there's a few, there's out in the bottom middle of the area, like essentially where the sun would hit at noon. There is a bit of farmland, but not too much inside of here that you are able to tell from here. The guard guides you guys along and brings Orin to a essentially the equivalent of a hospital, and they admit.
Come to my rock.
No. They take Orin and they say they'll take care of him, and if possible, he'll reach out when he can. And you guys are in Rockwell for the evening, especially bringing him in. The guards that were a bit familiar with him will offer to let you stay the night in the the guest as guests in the barracks and such.
Neat.
They've been meaning to. open up things, and the actual inn is still under construction because they haven't done much reaching out just yet. But thanks to the efforts and notes from Orin regarding Goldfree, there is hope, and they are getting ready to reach out a bit more in the world instead of just people stumbling across this place and joining it.
So we had a full rest, correct?
Yes, you had a full rest previously. It's been a full day. It was a full day of travel. And then you guys would be getting ready to potentially rest again tonight.
Okay, because I had hit points and rages missing.
Yeah, you had the full rest right after the end of last session, so go ahead and replenish everything.
Ooh, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
14 for
14.
Strength. Is that a +3 or +2?
That's only +2. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be higher.
Well, didn't he get some stuff like permanently decreased?
Not permanently. It was supposed to go away after the rest.
Because I see my Constitution is 16.
Yeah. That was +1 from... Because you started with 15, 15, 15, 10, 10, 10. And then you had +1 con from being the construct.
Yep.
Warforged. And then I think you took 2 points in strength at your level up for level 4? It was either that or you took a feat. I don't know which.
I had to have taken the +2. I don't see any new feat. Sorry, guys.
Yep, no worries. So I bumped that up to 16.
Okay, so strength is supposed to be 16. So that's +3.
Or, wait, you started 15, 15, 15. No. Oh, you started 14, 4. Wait.
I was at 14.
Well, why is your dexterity
16.
14?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. My dexterity is also 14.
Shit. This is why I was saying to make notes regarding the minuses from those things separately. It was supposed to be 10, 10, 10. You got +2 in wisdom. That's what you +2'd before.
Yeah.
And if you started with 15, 15, 15, 10, 10, 10.
So it should be 15.
Or was it 14, 14, 14, 10, 10?
Oh well, let's continue.
Yeah, hopefully that won't come up.
Yeah.
Well, it might if you pick one path. But yeah, so after this day of travel, you guys would settle in. And fortunately, Jesse being a bit busy, not much discussion will happen for getting him caught up on things just yet. But in regards to plotting out where you guys want to go, there is still some time in the evening if you want to make some progress and just do the bubble and strat and such. But you guys would need to determine whether you want to stay here at Rockwell, if you want to go towards Amalga to see what can be done regarding the situation that you know of, or you could head towards New Masara to essentially retreat, maybe try to get some aid in some other fashion, or figure something out. I'm sorry, it's all vague and stuff, but...
I vote we go to Amalgam. What's everyone else think?
Rusty?
I'm of the same.
I think that's a good place.
All right. That was the plan I was expecting you to take, but I made sure to have the backups. Alright.
Let's raid the village.
You guys want to
I
head
do
out
not
tonight
abide
or
by
head out in
raiding
the morning?
villages.
Oh. Sorry, Jesse, I was speaking at the same time. What was that?
I said I don't abide by raiding villages.
I think we can head out in the morning.
Head out in the morning. Alright. So you guys will be spending the night here in the barracks there. Alright. With that, give me a second. Where are my notes for that one? Okay. So, deciding to spend the night here, especially in the security of a actual township, you guys were able to fall asleep relatively peacefully, aside from the concerns looming over the horizon of how things are going in the world that you know. But the next morning comes, you guys are able to go get breakfast at a essentially what we would consider a diner. So like they've got various breakfast things, and they've got some like clockwork musical instruments playing and such. But if you guys would like to stop in there for breakfast, it'll be 1 silver each.
I'll do it.
All right, so I will work on marking off that from the sheet for you, Jesse. Tiff. Character sheet.
How tall is?
You are having a little difficulty getting around because it's mostly like human and races that are like shorter than humans for the most part. So like you are having to duck through doors, and you are procuring a bunch of curious glances, especially from the more evidently technologically inclined in the area, as they're like, that's not. I mean, that's something else. They have some sort of autonomous dip. What? Like especially like at the diner, as things are.
Is this like kind of a mess hall kind of situation? Or is it like an individual place?
There's like there are booths. There is like the main counter and such. It's diner style.
Gotcha. But is it like where everyone eats in, kind of thing?
At least a portion of people do. There's a lot of people that are like going about their mornings outside, as like the sunlight is hitting the side of the wall that you guys are currently on, so it's lighting up the diner pretty decently from the sunrise.
Okay.
Versus the other side is still relatively dark. But like the also they have like a few various like mirrors set up so that light is more evenly reflected throughout most of the space, and is able to essentially maximize the daylight despite their location. So they don't have to spend as much on lighting things up artificially. While the people who are eating eat, I want, and I'll roll for Tiffs, but I want each of you to give me a perception check.
Nope.
Whoops. Sorry. 6.
Mine's a 7.
9. All right.
You don't see shit.
Oh dear. Well, give me a second to roll tips. Also, one moment.
And we just suck at seeing things.
Yeah.
Clearly, you guys just don't have enough eyes.
You're correct. But neither do you.
What did I roll?
Nothing.
Oh, hard for me to roll when I'm not on my
Sorry
computer.
about that. Right, Jesse's roll. Perception.
What the fuck?
Oh.
A plus
Come on.
6?
Damn. All right. Well, Rusty, you're a little distracted with all the people that are focused on, like, like you're just like being stared at a lot more than usual. So it's a little distracting, considering it's not the fearful, it's more of the curious. Like, how many of these people want to try to take me apart right now?
It's beautiful for
In
me.
a non-malicious way. And then Kratom, oh man, this breakfast it's so good.
This is the best mushroom soup I've ever had.
Oh yeah. But Tiff would notice a bit of some shouts from up above that are like echoing their way down. And there's a couple of lightly armored individuals that are like probably more of the local guard, essentially, like running past, or like even a couple leave the diner to essentially go for their shift early because they hear the commotion out there. Jesse, just for simplicity, would you point that out for the party or let them finish? Oh, yeah.
I'll point it out to the party.
Okay.
I hear some noises from above us.
I forgot I should probably also roll for Mott. Eh.
Must be an earthquake.
I don't know. That's some pretty good mushroom stew you got there.
Oh, it's delicious.
Meanwhile, I'm just cramped in a cave with everyone looking at me.
Yeah, most of the furniture is like also carved out of the earth itself and refined into a polished stone, but then it has like a bunch of like cushions applied so that it's actually relatively comfortable.
How much shit am I breaking with my size?
How much shit are you breaking? Not much. Yeah. Like, you're a little taller than general humans, so like you have to like occasionally duck your head through a door. But like,
aren't I much heavier than a human?
Oh, definitely.
So wouldn't I be breaking stools and shit?
They're made of stone.
No. Okay.
It's all, like, it's conveniently all carved out of like the stone and such and polished, and like, this is a sturdy ass fucking place.
Okay, I thought it was just like tables and bar.
No, yeah, even like the bar stools are like carved up from the stone. Like as they were developing this place, they figured out what they wanted for the layout and carved it out. Yeah, Mott didn't notice either. But yeah, so after Tiff points that out to the party, you guys would notice the bit of commotion, and they are all headed upwards towards the main lift entrance.
I'm gonna
it
walk
seems
outside and look down to the bottom.
All right. Looking down to the bottom, like for the most part, it's a little quieter. People are going about and like beginning their jobs. Some forges are being lit, and some pipes that channel the smoke over to the center to have the smoke raise up and out of the Rockwell itself. Are like it's a thin plume. Not much is happening, but it's like they're like getting the forges warmed up for the day, and like occasionally like sounds of clanking metal from down below from other projects being worked on. And for the most part, people down below seem unaffected.
All right.
It's mainly just a couple of guards.
All right, I'll work my way up to the entrance with my soup.
Yeah. All right, taking the soup up and the party following along suit. You see a couple of guards disperse. A handful of them are going up the main lift. There are a couple that are just going back to seemingly go about their day inside of Rockwell at this time. But there's one that's like stationed at the entrance lift for operating that's lingering. As he sees you guys approach. Oh, hello there. You were the guest from last night, I presume. I don't recognize you. Welcome to Rockwell. Hope your stay was decent. Oh, well, there's a bit of a commotion going on out at the DID site. Something happened. I don't know whether it was a collapse or a couple of the digging team came back in a bit of a panic, and they were brought to the hospital to be treated and to try to make sense of what the heck's going on. They were saying that something attacked them, but they couldn't even describe what it was. It was like the sand, but like that just sounds like a cave-in to me.
How far away is the dig site?
You had been able to see it in the desert just barely to the south. From when the last time that you came by here with Ord previously. It'd be only a couple hours trip.
Okay. Everyone feel like making a trip?
Or pit stop, since you guys would be heading to Malaga, which is mostly south anyways.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in for a trip.
All right. I'm taking the soup with me.
I'll let Betty know that you took it.
I give him 2 silver to give to the person.
Oh, I'll make sure she gets it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the kindness in that regard, which is appreciated. Anyways, and he looks up. He's watches as the main group gets off and essentially waits. Pushes a lever that, or pushes a button that sounds a noise from up above, and then another noise emits from his side of a, like the one up there goes, and then down below goes ding. Okay, so and he pulls a lever and the platform starts going back down for you guys. And after a couple minutes, you get while the lift is coming down, for the simplicity of where Mott's gonna be, Mott's going to say that he's going to stay behind for a bit. He doesn't want to lose another friend so soon, so he's gonna be sticking around by Orin for a bit, and we'll meet up with you guys either at Amalga or maybe head back to New Masara. More likely, depending on how long he stays here. But yeah, with that somber note, he's going to shuffle off, and the lift arrives for the 3 of you.
All right.
Piling on, getting up. As you guys reach the top, go ahead and give me one more perception check as you look over in the distance for where you saw the lights last night / the excavation site.
There we go. Now I got some food in me.
Oh man, this mushroom stew is it's really helping you get a good lay of the land. Yeah.
I'm just sipping from the bowl at this point.
Yep. Rusty. Oh yeah, so everybody would see. Let's see. Rusty briefly saw it before when it was pointed out from the site seeming to get a bit larger, but yeah, no, the two of you would see that. Tiff would like see the site clearly for the first time, but the two of you would go, "Yeah, that is larger." Huh? No, that is much wider of an opening, and you can like with those high chets and it only being like a couple hours like walk quote unquote away. It does look like there was a bit of essentially like the desert opening up a lot more than it previously was. Like the hole is massive compared to when you last paid attention to it. And
is it in the shape of a tiger's head?
No.
Oh, okay. No magic lamp this time.
Oh. God damn it. But yeah, so proceeding that way, since you guys would be heading south anyways, you take a few hours, and the sun bearing down on you is brutal. It is the desert out here, despite it being relatively decent around Rockwell. After like the first hour, the transition really gets to you, and you approach the site. A few more humans and a handful of gnomes and dwarves are like shuffling their way up in your direction through the sand. Couple like one of them has a bit of a bandage on their head. The other ones are just like they all look like tired, and they're absolutely covered in sand.
You all look like you had a spot of trouble. What happened?
We were working on our we were working over there, and something was messing with the walls or something. It was the whole place seemed to pretty much come down on us. We barely got out with our lives. A lot of our descent is buried, and I wouldn't advise going down there. We're gonna have to lick our wounds and take a head count and head back to dig that out more properly. Don't know what the fuck happened.
How far away is the opening? Or is it all caved in now?
No, it's very open. You can see like some bits of metal sticking out of the sand around the rim. But like there's also like a couple like of the light poles that they had set up before for like flood lamps and such. Those are like tilted over or like essentially like somehow not falling in. Like they were buried just enough, but they were far enough away from the original dig site that the cave in that opened it up a bit more, like they're just tilted and pointed like almost straight down.
Huh. Is there anyone still left inside there?
Oh, that's what the head count will be for. A couple people got out last night, but don't know how many more there were. It was just after a shift change, so probably nobody. I think this is everyone, but we don't know.
How long will it take to do a head count?
Well, once we get back to town and figure out how many people made it there already, maybe we'd find out in an hour or two.
Okay. Do you guys feel like investigating around the hole for an hour? It's to the party.
I definitely think that is the best thing we could do.
All right. Rusty, any input? Rusty is in low power state at the moment.
I see.
Okay. So in that case, you guys head towards the edge. The crew that were leaving were a bit skeptical just because they don't know you, but they're not exactly gonna try to stop you from taking a look.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, hey, that's our site. Are these guys just coming in to poach our find? Shit. Well, nothing we can do about it. But yeah, as you approach the gap, Rusty, are you there? Damn. Well, when you get back,
They're dropping like flies.
God damn it. All right, Dave, welcome to the solo adventure.
Yay!
Hey.
I'm just teasing, Jesse. I'm just teasing. So especially being cautious to not go to the edge because it's like a sand dune in the desert where at the edge of the hole is much like the peak of a dune, and you gotta be careful to not like slide down as off the edge of the far side. You have a couple of close calls where you cause a bit of a sand avalanche to just
Can you hear me now?
drift down into
there you
the
are.
pit.
You can.
Okay.
I said yes. Let's go. And I think it would be good thing to check for abnormalities.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything sticking out from around the rim, inside
Oh, yeah.
the walls?
There's something very metallic and oddly shaped. Dave, give me an intelligence check or a
Son of a
history check.
bitch.
Or a history check, if that's any better.
No.
And Rusty, I need you to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Normal.
Yes, normal.
11.
Okay. All right. Well, in terms of kratom, yeah, there's definitely something buried in there, but you can't make heads or tails of what the heck it is that they're unearthing.
Okay.
Rusty, you're having a little bit of a you have a flash in your mind of like the image that comes to you is leaning on a railing, staring out into the sky. And then you flash back.
Like
as you're looking
where
down
I'm positioned now?
Not from where you're positioned now, as if in the vision that you had was looking up at you. From the location of the mostly metallic structure that is down there in the pit.
Okay. So I remember looking up at the sky from down below.
Yep. Like as if you were looking at where you are currently standing from the location of that structure down there.
Okay. Is there a pathway down I see?
Go ahead and give me another perception check.
Oop. Perception. 8!
Anyone can do this. I shall roll for Tiff, since you guys would switch.
Do I see one with 8?
There's a lot of sand.
Hold on a second. Nope.
All right. Tiff points out a bit of scaffolding, but it's mostly buried in the sand nearby. Wait, what happened to Dave's roll? I saw it there and then it disappeared. Weird.
9.
Okay. All right. Unfortunately, there's just so much sand, but with the 14 from Tiff, he's able to point out the bit of scaffolding, but the scaffolding got swallowed up a lot by the sand. So it's like slopes down, and then a bit of the scaffolding that would be like to navigate down normally, and then more sand burying it. So it'll be precarious, but possible.
How far is it to the bottom?
I think I'd probably start running to it.
Okay. How far it is to the bottom? I'd say it's if you were to essentially like fly over the hole at ground level and then drop in to the structure, it'd be about an 80-foot drop.
Damn it. Yeah, okay.
All right. So, Rusty, you're running over to the scaffolding entrance.
Correct.
All right. As you reach the top, you got a little bit of stable platform, but the first you can see that looking down along this curved pathway around the inner portions of the pit, a decent portion is seemingly stable, but there is a lot of sand covering sections, and it is a steep slope on that sand. So, if you would like to descend, I will need you to make dexterity checks to keep your balance, or strength checks to essentially like get your feet deep enough into the sand that you don't slide as you descend.
Woohoo!
What the fuck is... Okay, it showed the 3, but it looked like there was like this upside down 1 to the right of it, like a inverted 31. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. So, Rusty, because you were just running with reckless abandon, at the first slope, you end up just causing a bit more of a sand avalanche. It clears the area that was just covered by that, but you descend all the way down into the pit. Sliding down on the sand the whole way, so...
Yeah, riding with the sand.
Yeah, you were essentially riding the avalanche.
Oh, fun.
But it's sand.
I assume I get to take some bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, as you reach the bottom and the sand poofs out, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage, and you are restrained, buried in the sand.
Are you saying my head is sticking out?
Give me a second to roll to determine what is sticking out. Your head's sticking out. Like, you are literally just, like, buried at the beach, head sticking out.
Woohoo! Do I recognize anything else?
Being up closer, there's a lot of sand that covered up the side of the structure now. But, from your angle, you're a bit now on the underside of it. And that's weird. It's almost like boat-shaped under here. Like the hull of a boat.
Can I look up and see the exact same image?
Not the exact same, especially since you're kind of under partial, like, you have a shadow on you from the structure. So it's not quite the same effect. Kratom and Tiff. Oh, hey, look, the path is a bit more clear at the top.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, we'll give them a chance to move down, and because unless you make good checks in a minute, you're going to be stuck there for a bit.
Good. All according to plan.
Yeah. So Tiff and Kratom. Oh, hey, Rusty cleared the upper portion of the scaffolding a bit, so you won't need to make a check for the first section.
Okay.
But there are 2 more sections that are like absolutely covered in the steep sand. So whichever of you wants to go first will need to give me either a dexterity or strength check.
Give me a moment.
Tiff, would you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first with a strength check.
All right, I will roll the strength check. Your dexterity is actually slightly better than your strength. Want me to roll your dexterity?
Sure, I wasn't looking at my sheet.
Yep, no worries. That's why I said it. So rolling that, an 18. Tiff manages to essentially use his chocolate mace as a bit of a balancing with the head of the mace in the sand. Essentially, as you're descending, the slope is from upper right to lower left as you're descending counterclockwise into the pit. And you take the chocolate mace and you essentially tap a few areas in front to essentially test to try to either pre-avalanche it or just make sure it's not going to immediately slide out from under you. And with some careful footing, you manage to get across that covered area to the more unburied. Oh my god! Oh wait, no, that just deleted the old roll. I just saw the nat 1 come back up because it got rid of the roll I did for Jesse's character. So I thought Dave rolled and got the 1.
Oh my god!
You said it's dexterity or strength?
Dexterity or strength. Yep.
Here we go.
Yep, you pass as well. 17.
Man, we should have gone for strength.
We are the true sand people, me and Dave.
Yeah.
You're right.
Guys managed to get through that one, no problem. And there's just one more covered section before the area at the bottom. So, Tiff going first again, I'll presume.
Hell yeah.
A 21, yep. And with the steal from last time, yep. And you both managed to descend the rest of the way, leaving barely a footpath as the sand shifts and mostly covers up where you walked on your way down just from the motion. But you prevent any more collapsings. And yeah, you guys make it to the bottom, and oh hey, there's Rusty's head. Rusty.
Yes.
I'll start digging.
As Tiff goes to start digging, do you want to give me an athletics check, or are you zoned out thinking at the moment?
Athletics.
I was thinking, how far away am I from the structure?
You're relatively close to it. I'd say about 30 feet away from it.
So
this pit is pretty large.
Okay, so I can't really see the entire scale of it from where I'm currently at. Okay.
It is significantly large, but especially at your angle, you feel like this is the bow of a ship.
Okay. What did you say I needed to roll?
Athletics check to try to burst your way out.
Athletics. I think that says athletics.
Because it's not quicksand, at least.
Whoa!
Oh my god. Tiff, as you're approaching to get ready to go dig him up, Rusty goes to essentially lift his arms to leap up, but in doing so just pushes himself underneath.
Oh my god.
I'm going to use a wild shape to turn into a giant badger and dig him out.
Is that my second nat 1 in a row?
Yup.
I gotta test something here.
Go for it. But yes.
No, I'm gonna relog. Fuck this. Fuck this.
Okay. While you're doing that, Kratom, I assume with a sigh. you do your wild shape.
I'm just going about it like it's Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Okay. Time to dig him out.
Badger.
Mushroom soup.
You go to dig him out. You take a few careful swipes with the claw at first, and it's like, wait, how far down did he fucking go? Oh, there he is, about another 5 feet down. He just threw himself underneath. But you eventually dig him out and managed to. I won't have Rusty make any rolls for trying to get out of the pit within the pit. All right.
I think you should roll.
Oh my god, can I roll above a fucking...
Sorry, Jesse. What'd you say?
I said I think you should be rolling athletics for squirming.
But anyways.
12. Does that make it out?
Yes, you get out of the pit within the pit thanks to the badger's help.
Oh God, this session's gonna be great, guys.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
feel myself never rolling over a 10 again.
Yeah. Anyways, so a lot of this structure seems to be buried, but go ahead and everyone can give me one more perception check to look around this area. For Tiff.
I was going to look for something specific.
All right, what would you be looking for?
Well, I feel like it's a bow of a ship, correct?
Yep.
Could I be looking for a name?
Sure. Just give me
Something
the general
aside?
perception check anyways, and I'll let you know if you see anything regarding that.
Perception. 8!
Okay, so
Woo!
oh my god. It's with a +4.
Woo!
That was a 12.
Oh, okay, sorry. The freaking law's been really glitchy for me. Thank you. Okay, so Kratom and Tiff will notice that around the other side of the structure seems to be a bit of a one of the collapsed lights pointing at a small cave that goes around, like, against the side of the structure further in. And Rusty, looking for that name, you think you might see the start of some sort of letter, but it's very deeply buried in the sand at the moment.
Also, do
So
I
I
find
couldn't,
that
like,
soup
dig it
bowl post-transformation?
Well, when you transform, I assume you do the everything gets assimilated into your being.
Does that include stuff that I was holding in my hands? Oh yeah, because it would be the...
It'd be part of your inventory, so...
Okay.
Well, wait,
So
it'll be up to you. Would you have wanted to add it to your inventory for the shift, or would you have dropped it?
No, I would have dropped it.
All right, so...
So now I pick the soup bowl back up in my mouth.
Okay.
can I go over to Kratom and say, can you help me dig something?
Badger noises.
Not like a nod, just a badger noise.
Yes, and I just walk over to where he's at, put the soup bowl down nearby, and start digging.
Okay. I need to check languages that you understand.
Does he speak Badger?
Mushroom.
I think that should count. Knowing that song should count.
Soup, it's a soup, it's a soup.
Rusty,
Common, giant, and dwarven.
Yep. Rusty, you're able to read it. It doesn't appear anybody else can.
Woo! Evidence.
So, you see a bit of a name on the side of this, and it says... Not prepared for this.
I probably would try and, like, sound it out.
Yep. Because it is a faint recollection that is like, oh wait, no, I think I can. Yeah, it says. Enduring consequence.
Enduring consequence.
It says it.
Can I
in
roll
giant.
a history check?
It says it in Giant?
Yep.
I speak Giant.
Oh, you do. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
You're a badger.
No worries.
Yeah. Well, it works out because you wouldn't have been able to just say it.
Can I roll a history check or no?
Nope.
Okay.
So, Actually, I need to write this down really quick. Because enduring consequence.
No SS.
No.
All right. What was that name again? It was
Enduring consequences.
Plural?
Was it plural? I'm just trying to scribble out that S. Enduring consequence. There we go. But yeah. So there is the bit of the cave that goes around the side of the vessel, or you guys could attempt to try to get up onto the deck area that you had seen from above.
I'm gonna go towards the cave on the side.
All right.
what material is the ship made out of?
It's a lot of like metal trim, and then
Decorated?
kind of decorated, kind of reinforcement for the trim.
Okay.
But like the hull of it appears almost wooden at first, but especially like up close and from the badger claws like climbing off of it at some points during the digging, it is a strange metallic. Like it's not like an iron metal like the trim is. It's more of like a mysterious, like unfamiliar type of metal that is like none of you would be able to identify.
Kind of like shining like amethyst. I think it's amethyst.
But Kratom, give me another history check.
Oh boy. Also, how would I know anything about any of this?
That'll become clear if you pass the check it just right.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't boop it. It's the 14 what you just rolled?
Yep.
Okay. So with that, it's like, wait a minute. This just seems like an older model of the thing that brought me here. To this land, at least.
Oh.
A smaller, older model.
Gonna
Badger thoughts.
drop the badger form.
Okay.
Be like, yeah, this was a ship made by giants. Rode on a similar one to get from my island to here.
I remember, or at least I had a recollection up front, which is why I kind of rushed down here. I remember looking up this guy from that position. I was hoping it would jog some memories, but
It depends if you know anything about sky giants. Or cloud giants, rather.
Yeah, I watch One Piece.
Yeah.
I was very tempted to also make that joke. Would I know anything about sky giants, Bobby?
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Wisdom.
Nope.
Woo!
Nope.
I was actually going to ask if I could make that same wisdom check.
In your case, no. You would not have that.
Okay.
Fuck me.
In your case, Tiff, it would be cloud giants in the clouds? What? You are confused as to how casual Kratom is about this. What the fuck?
Oh, I
You
see.
wasted a bunch of nat 20s in there.
I see how it is. This is how D&D works, or this is how
God damn it,
Roll20
Ian.
works.
Anyways, so yeah, Tiff is a little confused at this conversation going on.
Like what? You don't have cloud giants make all the boats for you?
No, we make the boats.
Don't rock the boat.
Ah. But do they fly?
Tiff, no, they fucking don't.
I was gonna say not yet.
Yeah. Theirs do. This one probably did.
A long time ago. Considering how buried it is under the sand, it's curious as to how long it's been here.
How far is it sticking up?
You guys are able
Above
to see like the good, like maybe 100, 200 feet of the bow.
It's upside down, right?
It's
Or
right
am I
side up.
looking- It's right side up. Okay, so we'd be able to see the mass and all that.
No, the mass are buried in the wall of the pit.
Hmm.
It's right side up at a 45-degree angle, roughly, with like the
I
bow
see.
pointing towards the sky.
Okay.
And the upper rim of the pit, but like the rest of it is all submerged off to the side, underground, under sand.
Is the hull mostly intact?
From what you can see, yes, this section does appear to be pretty much intact.
Is there a way on deck?
You could try climbing the side of the ship at the lowest point where it sinks into the rest of the sand. And then there's the tunnel on the other side that seems to go a bit parallel to the hull.
Would I know the thing, though? The cave entrance.
I assume it would have been pointed out by the rest of the party. Because it was you guys investigating the area, being like, oh, hey, I found this little bit of a cave thing over here. And then, oh, hey, I found this thing. Can you help me dig it up?
Gotcha. Okay. Should we explore that cave? See where it leads?
Sure.
Any argument from Tiff? I assume no.
Do it.
All right, we're doing it. So, heading into the cave. It's a relatively flat entrance. It's clearly recently-ish carved out, but then the sand inside this little cave area seems to get firmer and like more packed in, as if with age. So it's as if there's like been a bit of a cave here, but the sand is blown into it over time. And in this area,
Boop boop doop. Bro.
second. That. Sorry, I forgot to open to something in my notes. I'm on the wrong fucking page. All right. Sorry for the wait.
No worries.
Let's don't need that. Kratom and Tiff, you guys can hear something shifting in the sands up ahead around a bend. And let me transition to another map.
I don't hear anything.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, these dice are in the way. All right, I need to get Mott out of here because he is not here for this. And let me bring you guys over.
We're going on a trip.
and it is getting dark down here.
Look at me go!
All right. What's that? Polygon reveal. So yeah, you guys can see the walls are getting a bit sturdier, and there's a bit of a harsh slope / a little drop up ahead.
How dark is it?
It's getting dark. Like, you guys are at the edge of where the light is reaching down here.
Well, I have dark vision. How many of us have dark vision?
I believe just you.
Oh.
Unless Rusty does.
I don't believe so. I'm not seeing it.
So with the dark vision... Boop.
Can I use... Where is it? Hooded lantern.
Yep.
Would I need to remove a piece of oil?
Not yet. That would be... It would consume the oil over time. So, I will just say that there's probably some left in it from the last time that you used it.
Okay.
But you will need to light the fire via some means.
I do have a tinderbox.
All right, you open up the lantern, you go to strike the match. Unless any magical means are done. You strike the match, put it in, light the lantern, and you have a 60-foot cone of vision.
Yep.
In the direction that you point it.
I wonder where I'm going to point it.
Yep. You point it, you reveal the area that Kratom can see.
I mean, I'm just seeing up to here.
No, that's the entrance that you came from.
Oh, I'm looking the wrong direction then.
Yep.
Whoops.
You point the light back towards the light. There's light.
My eyes!
But yeah.
Dun.
So you want to move up? All right. And you got to point the light that way.
Nope.
All right. Let me... Where's the measuring tool? There it is. Smack to center. So... Yep. That's all in range. All right. Polygon. With those angles. And you guys heard something earlier. Do you want to try to listen for anything actively?
Yes, I thought that was...
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone perception checks.
Hey guys, ready? Number 4. Oh, it's an 18. Never mind. Fine. I see how it is. Roll 20. Fuck you.
Let me make a roll. Oh, there
Alright.
it is. Oh,
You made
it just
like-
lagged behind. First one was
yeah,
a
roll 20 is
24.
really laggy today. Yep. We'll count the first one. Yeah, so especially with that and the light peeking in, you can hear something. You can hear a lot of sand being shifted around, and then as
sand as in being tunneled into or just falling? Oh, fun.
What? No. Undo. Undo. That's not what that's supposed to be. Poof. And it faces towards the light.
What
As-
are you?
Kratom and Rusty, you hear a voice from this thing in giant. Leave this place, Guardian.
What was that last part? I couldn't quite
Yeah,
understand.
did you say that?
Guardian. Wait,
and
leave this place
it's
guardian.
struggling to speak. Like
I thought Bobby Net came back.
Wait,
Gonna
wait.
talk back to the
It said
giant.
leave this place guardian?
Are you the
Leave this
guardian,
place,
or do you
a
want the
pause,
guardian to
guardian.
leave?
Sorry, so you said,
and
do you want us to leave this place or the guardian to leave?
Yep.
Okay.
can I go here?
Okay. You move to there.
On my way there,
Mm-hmm.
I whisper to Kratom, in case this thing is hostile, maybe you should try and hide.
I'm sure it's fine.
You drop down the 10-foot drop, and
Oh, that's a 10-foot drop.
yes.
Oh. Okay. My choice has been made.
I will let you unmake it and be at the top of it if you move down one tile.
No, I'll stay.
Okay. So you drop in, and at this point you see this. It's resembles you in some regards, but it is clearly something that has been buried and like rusted and worn, and like to the point where you can't tell where the metal ends and the sand begins. There's like little bits of metal in that are like peeking through, but it seems to have like a stony exterior that has been whittled away into sand. And as you get to that point, it goes termination. God damn it. Eliminate intruders, as it takes a couple steps forward and
Well, I guess that's it.
yep.
Can
Can I make
speak
a
in
moonbeam?
We will be rolling initiative.
I was going to speak in giant. Are you talking about me, guardian?
Well, we're gonna do initiative.
Yeah, I'm looking for
point,
that.
so,
there it
yep.
is.
I need...
Woo! Back at it again.
Initiative. Oh boy. And then one from Kratom in a second, as I need to find some music.
Yep.
Could have sworn I had one that was decent for this, but I've already forgotten which one it was.
It was the Tetris 99
No.
Last Player Standing music.
Here we go. Hostile encounters. Something full on death and axes, complex, dark rain. Weird. Oh, Curse of the Scarab. That should do it. That's deserty. Okay.
Let's get the Tatooine music.
Okay, there's... Alright, yeah, so... That's that. I need to do that, so... That. Okay, so... I need... Yeah. Initiative track. So that was that, so then... Kratom, you're up first.
Alright, so I'm gonna move to about here, get line of sight on them.
Yep. You see this massive, humanoid-shaped, essentially, like, it's almost like a construct like Rusty, but very different in design.
Okay. Gonna cast Moonbeam Yeah.
All right. So let me just draw a shape. No, I'm holding Alt, not. Oh, God damn it! I was holding the wrong thing. Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. Control Z. God damn it! Alt, not Windows key.
There's still a box there. I don't know if you see that.
Yep. Oh, I see it. There we go. Alright. So you cast the Moonbeam. Does it do its damage on the first thing, or when it starts its turn?
And when it starts its turn.
Okay. Is that it for your turn?
Yep.
Its turn. Alright, so what's the damage?
It's 1d10. So...
Be a con save, and it's 2d10.
Oh, why was that? Oh, it is 2d10. Oh, let me double check that. I think it is 2d10.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would be multiple. It usually is multiple. That way you can't just do one damage. DC 13
That's fair.
con save for this thing.
Yep.
That would be a 23. So it takes half damage.
Yep.
Alright.
Yep, it is 2d10 radiant damage.
Yep. So half of 17 would be half of 16, so 8 damage.
Would that give off a light?
Faintly, yes.
Yeah, it gives off dim light.
Alright.
How did you get the moon in a cave?
So, at that point, it shambles forward. Right up to you, Rusty. Smash intruder. As he brings his fist. Oh, that was close. That was almost a nat 20. But that is actually a. Is it? 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Time to roll some dice.
So no response to my question?
Sorry. The question was, am I the
Were you
guardian?
talking about me? Yeah.
Yeah. Intruder, not guardian. Poof, smash.
Ooh, baby. So I assume it's almost my turn.
Yep. I'll be able to do some rolls. It's 9 points of bludgeoning damage to you, Rusty.
Alrighty.
Okay.
And that was its first smash. It brings up its other hand and goes for another smash.
Let's see.
I assume an
10,
8 does not
15,
hit you.
20.
An 8? No.
So, it essentially, they brought up both hands at once and brought them both down, but only one was on you. The other one was completely off. And that is that. So, Rusty, your turn.
Well, what does a barbarian do when he's beaten with bludgeoning damage? I think a
gets
rage
angry.
is involved.
Bonus action rage.
I gotta check something now that I think about it. Is reckless attack a bonus action, or is that
No, it is a free action that you declare before your attack.
okay? Then I would do that, probably with my arm blade.
All right.
So I hit that. Woo! 8.
8 to hit does not get you swipe at
No,
this thing.
I'm sorry. Wait.
Oh yeah, no, that's the damage.
Reckless. Reckless. So 23.
Oh yeah. Okay. So yeah, the
I assume
23.
that-
Yep, that hits. So go ahead and roll damage. Put the name in the chat.
Yep. 9
9
plus
slashing
2?
damage. Magical. All right.
Is it 2?
Right, plus 2 for raging, so that's 11 more. Thank you. So, that means that much to it. All right.
Ready?
And yep. Anything else?
I get 2 attacks.
17 does hit. So roll damage.
Wow.
Another 11. All right.
Is that still in threatened space?
Yes.
Okay.
This thing is big. It has reach.
Oh, so I can like move here?
I'll say no, not that much reach. Sorry.
Okay. So I'll move there and
Yep. I will say that this thing is about, for context of its size, it is, like, the reason it's such a large token is this thing is about 30 feet tall. Like, you took that 10-foot drop down, but, like, this area is a lot more hollowed out in here. Like, it is, like, its head is basically scraping the ceiling, but it fits and it is big in here.
Can I ask it in giant, what are you protecting? And I'll end my turn there.
Alright. You ask it where it's protecting. It's focused on the intruder in its base. Guardian, protect, enduring consequence. And it is Tiff's turn.
Okay. So for my turn, I would like to move to. How do I do that?
Just make sure the select move option is the top left of the toolbar on the left. Click your token, and then you should be able to drag it.
Okay.
Let me know if you have any issues.
Let's move.
Remember, there's a drop for the person.
Settings.
Let's move. Now let me do it before. Basically, I want to move right next to the corner space to Dave. How do I fucking ping that?
Click and hold the space. There. All right. Yep. So you come up to the edge of the drop off.
Yep, and that's 20 feet of movement.
Yep.
And I would like to cast. Player should come back here. I'd like to cast as a bonus action. I'd like to cast Shield of Faith onto Ian.
All right. So yeah, as long as you maintain concentration, Ian has a +2 bonus to his AC.
Boo!
So keep track of that, the both of you.
Yep.
Anytime you take damage, Jesse, you will need to roll a Constitution saving throw. It needs to
if I take damage.
Yep.
It's if I take damage, probably.
That's why I said anytime you take damage. All right. Anything with your main
action? So that's my bonus action. For my main action, let's see.
Oh, that's a bonus action. Oh.
Correct. As my main action, I would like to use
Summon
Pull the Dead onto
the creature.
The Guardian.
Yep.
Yes. And how do I roll that again? Boo, 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 boo.
What type of damage is it again? Necrotic?
1d8 necrotic. If the target is already missing any hit points, it takes a 1d12.
Yep.
And I just click on it to roll, correct?
Yes, because that way you roll it and then I see the save. Alright, DC 14 Wisdom save. If it passes, no damage. Wisdom. Okay. That is a 3. So it is going to take What is all that? 2d8 or 2d12. Oh, damn, you got lucky with that d12 one. 20 points of necrotic damage. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
He rolled a natural 1.
Yup.
And then he also rolled a natural 12.
Yup, that helps. All right.
It's a good thing you guys already did damage to it.
Yeah. Well.
So you have anything you want to do with your 10 feet of movement?
I think Ian's fine.
All right.
That'll be fine.
Top of the turn
You
order.
got plus 2 AC.
Your turn, Dave.
All right. I think I'm pretty good where I'm at, but I'm gonna move the thing over here.
Oh.
What? And that'll be the damage when we get to it.
All right. Anything else with your turn?
That'll
Because I
do.
believe there's a bonus action to move it, right?
It's an action to move it.
Oh, action to move it. Sorry. Bonus action, movement, anything?
Nope.
Okay. Moving on to its turn, where it must do that saving throw. That's a nat 1.
Oh boy.
So yeah, yeah, no, that fails. Barely, but it fails.
Barely.
It's had a few points to spare. Anyways, that becomes another 13 damage. So do. You guys are blasting it with your spells, and sand is falling off, revealing a bit more of a stony underskin. And at this point, that triggers this. I need to roll a d6. Whoops. Nope. Alright, that does not trigger. So then...
Thank God he didn't get the turbo.
Turbotastic.
Essentially. So now I need... No. I don't want to select all those things. I want to... Ah! What the fuck is... Alright, whatever. Based off of the amount of damage that's been done, so Ian did that, that did that, that did that, that did that. Yeah. So, being hurt a lot by these magical sources. It reaches the bottom of the cliff, but because of it being so tall, it's essentially like its waist comes up. Yeah, it's the cliff 1/3 of it. So basically, most of its legs are down at the bottom of the cliff, but its upper torso is entirely facing you guys, like Attack on Titan style. As it's going to try to slam at each of you. So, first at Kratom. That is a 24 to hit, so I'm going to assume yes.
Yep.
That does that. That is 14 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And...
Wait.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do that with disadvantage?
I did not, thank you. That's even higher.
Oh, get rule lawyered.
So unfortunately it does still hit. I rolled a disadvantage and got a 19 on the die.
Did it move outside of Ian's attack range?
He did, so Ian, you would have had an attack of opportunity. I apologize.
Is Reckless still active?
The attacks that are applied to Reckless are during your turn. Unfortunately, the reckless would not.
Oh, okay.
So it would be a straight roll for this attack of opportunity.
23. That
23.
hits, I know that much.
Yep.
A
For
7.
7 magical slashing. Alright. Okay. You end up taking out another chunk as it goes to try to hit the others. Yeah, so Dave took those 14 points, and Tiff... because of it being a disadvantage still. 9. That is a 14 to hit.
No, not gonna hit.
You end up swinging your mace or using your shield and deflecting the other fists as it's coming down.
I just swing with my shield. I'm a warcaster. I get to have everything out at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that. And because of being at that point, this thing that was struggling to move all of a sudden seems to gain a massive burst of speed. And it's going to swing again at both of you.
What?
It's going to overdrive, Dave.
Yup, you can hear things like whirring up inside of it. So disadvantage. Kratom, that is an 8 to hit you.
No, it misses.
And Tiff, disadvantage. Oh damn. Alright, 16.
Still doesn't hit.
Still doesn't hit. Alright, cool.
Bobby, what the fuck do I do?
No, he did enough. He did plenty.
And then for its bonus action, it's gonna bring its fists together in one more attempt and slam the one he hasn't hurt yet. That's a 1, so never mind. He goes to slam down with both hands, but
And then his
I
arm
parry
fell
him with
off.
my bare hand.
do you want to parry it, or do you want him to
I'll just
slam
block
his
my
fist
shield.
into the ground? Okay. Once
Show
again,
him that I am no
you
weakling.
stand just enough off to the side that you deflect the majority of it, and his fists go into the sand and create a slope on out of the cliff instead of it being a quick 10-foot drop. Now it's a slope, so it's more easily traversable.
Okay, that works.
Okay, and with that, it then lets out a bunch of steam from cracks in its body as it seems to have overheated a bit. Rusty, you're up.
Clarification, Bobby.
Uh-huh.
I remember on the ship that I was on it and looking up.
Yep.
Okay, then I will say to the robot and giant, then if you're its protector, why are you attacking one of its riders?
Okay.
Is that in its square?
Yeah, I'll say it is. Just because
Okay.
I can't do the token to line up right. Like, figure it as if it's like a half a tile up closer to you.
Okay.
I can't get it to snap appropriately.
And then I will swiggity swipe with the advantage.
You got reckless again, alright.
Yes. Oops. Whoops. I rolled twice by mistake.
I mean, that's your two attacks, so a nat 20 and a 23, those will both hit.
All right. Nat 20. Let's do that.
Yep.
Quickly. So that's what's my dice rolls? It's 2d6, so 12. So I'll roll.
It should have just automatically done it.
Well, no. Remember, we do it half the
Right. Yep.
yeah. So it's 12 plus.
Just click the
Another
bottom
two.
one the second time. So we'll do it with the +9 because that would have been the second half, because the first half was the initial 2 rolls that became the 12.
Gotcha.
So 12 plus 9 is
21.
21, plus another 6 plus 2. So 27, 29 damage.
Well, plus 4 technically.
Alright, from 2 attacks. So 31 damage. Jesus. Alright.
Can we see a noticeable change into the mechanized giant yet?
Yeah, it's the sandy exterior is essentially fallen off at this point. Give me 1 second.
Yep, take your time.
I'm trying to... Oh, really? Now it doesn't want to ungroup? Oh! Control Z! My delete key is tied to something in voice mod too, so I was making sure to turn on the vocal effect.
Just my head.
Alright.
And then I will say to the group, please let's try not to kill this protector. That's the word I was looking for.
Alright, so it's at that point. Oh. Wait. Oh, damn, alright. So especially after those couple of hits, this thing is like... It's got some sparks coming from within it. There's a couple, like, pieces of, like, burning hot gemstones that have fallen out of this thing and are essentially melting into the sand.
Oh, isn't that turning into glass?
The sand does, like, slowly turn into glass around it, but, like, the gemstones are essentially, like, fade, like, melting and then just, like,
oh, I see.
Like, evaporating. As this thing's, like, now it's, like, all extra, like, it was already sluggish in its movements before it tried to, do its overcharge mode, and then now it's, like, struggling to even stay up. It is jittering and it is looking jank. Jesus, that's a challenge 9. But yeah,
Free talk. Ian, you want to spare this thing?
Yes.
Ugh.
So Ian, the question that you had at the start of your turn was, why are you attacking one of its riders?
Yes.
It responds, no, right, dirt, dirt. This thing's...
Can I respond back or no?
Very briefly. But
whose turn is it?
It'll be Tiff's turn.
Yeah.
Nice. Alright,
sorry.
No, fine. No, go ahead, go ahead. It's okay.
I was gonna say, I am Forvist, the Fallen, and that'll be it.
Okay, so it's my turn. Bobby, how big do you think, like, its neck is?
Considering it's a
5 feet wide
structure, construct, 30 foot tall, so what's a human neck, about 1 foot?
No,
not
human
even.
neck is like 4 inches.
Only 4 inches, really? That's short? Half a foot. I got a fat
Measure your hand, Bobby.
That's what I'm trying. I don't have any
So,
number measurements.
could I put it in a full Nelson?
I mean, like 8 inches. We'll tell you that.
Well, if each knuckle is about an inch,
Oh yeah, no,
you have
that's right. I
3
found the
inches.
2-inch ruler.
6,
This back was
about
solid.
8.
I think you're fighting the guy that went to Biomed.
Yeah,
So yeah, the neck of this thing would be about 2 feet,
1.5.
maybe
Alright, I don't
2.5.
I don't know if I can put it in a full Nelson then.
It's
It's
a
also a
I
30-foot
would-
tall thing.
Alright. I would like to try Dispel Magic!
Okay. Give me 1 second to check a thing while you're doing that. So go ahead and go for it. Okay. Yep. So dispel magic. And creature third level the target ends.
what level?
So
I'm using it at 3rd level.
All right, I need you to roll a or what? Yeah, that'd be you, right? DC 10 plus the spell's level. So go ahead and roll a d20, and do you add your thing to it? Start making an ability check using your spellcasting ability. So yeah, it would be a d20 plus your wisdom.
Go do that.
Do
Or
slash
just a roll, 20,
or
20.
Just do a wisdom roll. That would do it.
Okay.
Because it's an ability check. 5. You attempt to dispel the magic, and it doesn't seem to pierce wherever the source of the magic is coming from, as it is still clanking along. So that's your action.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, I will then again. Actually, you know what? He made a ramp that I can go down now, right?
Yeah, you could go down around to your left. It's right.
Okay, I think I'll do that.
Into the moonbeam?
I'll move there. Oh yeah, that's the moonbeam. I guess I'll stay where I am then. Like I don't want
damage going through the moonbeam.
It's whenever you start your turn there, or you enter it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like
Yeah, so no, I guess I'll just
you can
stay
move
right here.
Yeah, it's a tough one. So, all right. Well, you could. Move
You know what?
to
I'll move
here,
right
just-
here. I'll move right
If I
here because
can-
I just didn't want to be directly next to Dave.
Yeah, I can't. Here, I'm gonna try to shrink this a little bit
Yeah, I'll just move right there.
because it would be the 10-foot radius.
Yep.
Yeah. There we go. We can do that or move one step closer.
Move one step closer now.
Get underneath it. All right. So from there, Kratom, top of the order.
Alright, I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20. Dispel the moonbeam.
All right.
Attack of
And
opportunity from the robot.
then... I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at... No.
Like a peasant.
Additionally, yeah, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on myself at 2nd level.
Alrighty.
So that'll be 2d8.
I think if you click it, it should give you the thing for upcasting it if we set it up right. If not, then we just have you roll an additional d8.
Alright, spells, Cure Wounds.
Yeah, that is 1d8 plus 2, so then just go ahead and do /r space 1d8.
Please don't touch yourself so much.
So 14 total.
14.
Average.
Okay. Hey, that's almost brings me back to full health.
Yeah, I mean, he had an 8 on his first roll
Oh, okay.
on the d8, so that worked out pretty nice. Alright, so that was your movement, your action. Any bonus action?
Nope.
Alright. Golem up. So, the conversation that just happened. Let's see. So, you said your name.
Yes.
And let me do a roll. Okay. It turns to you. Forvist. 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 Die. And it attempts to smash both of its attacks at you, which will be with advantage now.
Wait, Forvist what?
Forvist exile. Forvist die.
Okay.
Well, that's a disadvantage, so I don't need to roll again with that 2. So that first attack is going
Why
to...
is that disadvantage?
Oh, sorry, no, it would not have been disadvantage. It would have been advantage. So I was so used to the disadvantage, I wasn't used to actually having the advantage. Thank you. I appreciate the honesty. So that first one is going to be a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
So let me just roll these, because I also fucked up earlier. Your rage protects you from non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Does it protect you from magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing? We need to check rage real quick. Because I'm pretty sure it's non-magical ones.
I don't think it specifies.
I think it would just still have. Oh no, never mind.
Rage.
Yeah, I think it's just normal. I don't believe it's magical.
Advantage on strength checks. You have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage.
Yeah, in the book, it doesn't specify between the two, so never mind. You would resist it. It doesn't specify that it's specifically non-magical. So, because of that, you take only 5 damage instead of 10.
Woo!
And that was the first attack. Now his second fist comes swinging down. It's a good thing that he has advantage, because that was a 1. And then that is a soft 20 to hit you.
Yeah.
1 on the die. 8 on the die. So, that's 9, which would be cut in half to 4. Okay. So that's that. And then it needs to roll d6 to see if that triggers. It does not. And then it needs to roll that to see if that refreshes. That does not. It does its 2 attacks, and its fists are just like left in the ground as this thing's like struggling to stay up at this point. Rusty, it is your turn.
I think what my
But I'm gonna do that.
I think what my
No
character
worries.
would do is probably forego his turn, but I guess
You can ready an action.
yeah, I think
Like
he wouldn't be like. So basically, what I'm thinking is he'd be kind of like taken back by it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think he'd still be aware enough that if the robot
Attempts to attack someone else, you will attack it to...
attacks me directly, I will
Mhm.
attack back.
Okay.
But I don't think I'll do anything else.
Okay, so you... Okay. That works
Yeah,
for me.
does that make sense? Yeah.
Yep, you will spend your held action to attack once if it tries to attack you.
Exactly.
Tiff, you're up.
I will again. I will once again try and use the spell magic. I think that is the best course of action. Unless Rusty yells no.
I'd be out of it at this point, so
Yeah,
Sure.
he's having a realization right now, so he's not focused.
I mean, I don't know what would dispel magic do to it,
Mhm.
so that's the other point too.
So, you will need to do the wisdom roll again.
Yeah, I'm still gonna try and dispel magic.
Yep.
God damn it!
Nope.
Is it the
thing's
exact
thinking.
same roll? No, I'm sorry. It was
What's my
three-
action?
Yep.
As a cantrip, I'll use my light domain skill on my mace and wave in the air and say, "Hey, try hitting me." Oh, that's an action, that's not a bonus action. Oh, no, yeah, it's an action or a bonus action. Damn it!
Whoops.
So it doesn't work. Yeah, that'll be the end of my turn then.
Alright. So that's Tiff. Kratom, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to use Thorn Whip on it.
Okay. 7 to hit does not get a grip on it. Flesh doesn't pierce the armor. You hit one of the places that's still armored.
Yeah. Never mind.
You slightly brush its back.
Anyways, anything else?
Nope, that'll do it.
Kratom is done, so the golem's up. And it rears its hands up to attempt to attack you, Rusty.
So does my held action go off?
Because it is in the process of attacking you, yes.
A 4 does not hit. I'm sorry, 9.
Yeah, 9 does not hit. So... And
Makes sense.
You had Reckless on your previous attack, right? Yeah, because that was the nat 21.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't get reckless then, would I?
No, you wouldn't, because you did the held action, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a straight roll for it.
Yep. So, 9.
Well, that's a 25, so that's going to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
For 15 damage, cut in half to 7. Because the rage still applies. And that's a nat 20.
Hey, no, it doesn't matter. It's a nat 20.
Yep. Holy Jesus. That's 28 points, cut in half to 14.
14, you say?
Don't die.
Because of your rage.
Okay, I'm a little under half.
Ooh, okay, let's go, buddy.
And now I need to roll for this. Nope, that doesn't proc. And that doesn't recharge. Rusty, you're up.
Alright. Reckless, baby. Why not?
Okay. And
I'm
you
glad
said
I
you
did
wanted-
reckless.
And you said you wanted to not kill this thing, right? So
Correct, yeah.
I'm presuming
I'll
you're
probably-
doing, quote, non-lethal damage?
Yeah, I'd probably detract the blade.
You're hitting it with the
Punch
blunt
it.
side of it.
Yeah.
So, roll damage.
11 plus 2.
Okay. Stop there. Being stunned for the brief moment, and your companion is trying to subdue it, you shake your head a little bit, and after the thing tries to attack you again, you essentially go, no. Bring down the flat of the blade on the top of the thing's head, bonk on the head. The light energy that's fading through its cracks and its eyes seems to just fade out as it falls to the ground. Falls to the ground.
It's no longer glowing.
Its eyes are dark, but there is a very faint glow from deep within it.
Hmm. Anyone else like to do something before?
We are out of combat.
Oh, okay. Can I try to open up a compartment to see what is glowing?
You will, if you want to attempt to open it up without causing damage, I will need an intelligence or arcana check.
Can I suggest something, Rusty?
Yeah.
Do you want me to try it with Revivify?
It is unconscious. It is not, quote, dead.
Oh. Well, we
Plus,
can fix that.
Revivify,
Okay.
specifically, you cannot do it on inorganic targets.
Before I
Okay.
do that, can I try and investigate it? Or would that still be the same roll?
Right now. You could give an investigation, yes.
Okay.
To
'cause
try
I
to
have
like figure out how
advantage
this
on
thing
that,
opens.
'cause I have
I'll give you
advantage on
that.
it.
And it's a good argument.
Well, no, I have the eye thing, remember?
Yep.
So 14.
So you reach up, you tap the little spot on the side of your head, your eyes flick down to get the little hue from the special lens, and you take a close look over this thing. Turns out from a mixture between it being weathered down here for who knows how long, and between the rust and the battle between you and potentially whatever else it fought while it was in here this whole time, there's no way to feasibly open this without breaking off the armor because of how rusted that like what the hinges seem to be from what you can see through a few other cracks. Like if you pop this thing open, it is going to be permanently open.
Okay.
Whether or not that will kill it, you do not know.
Is there any cracks that I can see where the glowing is coming from because of the amount of rust and how much we've beaten into it?
Yep, focusing on the chest, you find the crack with the biggest bit of the glow, and you can see a gem that is like flickering in a very dim green glow, but it also occasionally blips red.
Would I know what that is?
After how Orin had taken a look inside of your form before, it is a similar crystal, but it is like it's a lot more rough looking crystal. It is not the same like style as yours.
Okay, so different cut kind of thing.
It's in the same vein, but it's very different.
Okay. Hey guys, come look at this, and I'll point it out. I'm glad we didn't kill it.
It's a nice rock.
It'll be worth a lot potentially. It is a gemstone in there.
I guess the good thing my dispel magic didn't work.
All right. So what's the plan, gentlemen?
So is Rusty, is this why it didn't recognize you? Because it's not really the same as you?
Well, it said I was an exile. So it
But did recognize you then?
Yeah. I'd probably drop down to a knee in pain.
You don't really feel pain. You just have a servo that gives out on you for a second.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, oh boy. And then...
He bonked you on the head real tough.
Yeah. I'll probably take a healing potion.
I can just heal you.
With this thing being down, hold on. Before you do that, with this thing being down, like, especially in the battle, I should have revealed. It appears like this was the only thing that was active in this area.
Okay. So basically, I'd be like,
So it's like a ow. Plus potions you usually want to save for when they're needed.
So there's nothing else down here?
Not on the map.
Okay. All right, guys, come on, let's keep going. There has to be something he was guarding here.
All right.
Okay. So, we're just gonna leave it on here, but back to Theater of the Mind. Investigating deeper, you guys end up finding the cave turns a few times, and then when it comes back, you find like it's up against a door that's at an incline facing away from you guys at 45 degrees, like you're descending down onto it. And I'll say Kratom and Tiff can give me history checks to try to figure out where this might be in regards to the design of the ship, just based off of general ship knowledge.
A -1.
Jesse, you need me to roll it, or you did?
I can roll it. What am I rolling? A 20?
History check.
Oh,
So
okay.
just click on history in your skill list.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Not entirely sure what area this might be, but there's a large door that is like half buried in the sand still, but like the cave essentially like ends at it, and the door's like cracked open, but that's because of sand that has poured into it. It's just stuck partially open, and there's some sand on top of it. So if you want to get into this door, it's going to take some digging / some time / some serious strength to get this open.
I'd be down.
Sticking around, taking the time?
Yeah, why not? Or wait. Should we go back up and tell the guys, hey, do you mind helping us out?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, sure.
So you guys want to go back to Rockwell instead of continuing to Amalga? I'm just
Sure.
making sure, because the original plan was that, and I'm just making sure plans are shifting and where you guys
Well,
want to go.
I was thinking just go back up to the top to the guys that were digging, saying, hey, there's a funky robot that's
You
unconscious."
encountered them a little ways away from it, and they were headed in the direction of Rockwell. They would have been traveling this whole time.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize they were completely abandoning it. Okay.
They were evacuating and going to get help.
Okay. How long did you say it might take again?
Well, it's a couple hours walk back, but you also would have to get yourself up and out regardless.
How long would it take to dig the door?
Did the door? You don't know how tall the door is, because figuring that like the door was sized for this thing, and you're seeing about half of the door, so about a good 15 feet or more of the door could be buried.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, we'll probably get them back to excavating it.
So you guys want to head back to Rockwell then?
Yep.
I'm up for either plan.
All right, Tiff, what's the deciding vote? Try to dig it out yourselves, or go back to Rockwell and let them know it's clear? Or whatever you plan to do there. I'm probably busy with Frank. All right, well, in that case, since it's an either and a vote one way, we'll have you guys go back towards Rockwell. So there are getting back to the sunlight. There is.
Can I suggest something?
Yep.
One of us stays here since we know it's safe. And then two people can go back to Rockwell and then grab the help.
If you guys really want to split the party.
Yeah, we can have you stay here, and then me and Tiff go over to.
Just in case that thing pops back up again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with Kratom.
All right.
Fair enough.
So Rusty, they're gonna go off map, but where would you be setting yourself up, or would you be outside of this cave area?
I'd probably be inside. You said it was a couple hours?
Yeah, it's
Can
a
I
couple
roll
hours each way.
Can I roll some hit dice?
Yeah, you could take a short rest. Where are you gonna
Yeah.
be doing that?
In the cave.
Where about? Set yourself up. As I said, use the map.
Yeah, Rusty, pick where you want to sink into the sand.
Where would you like to be buried?
That
Over
probably
here
makes
or
sense.
next to these rocks?
Okay. So yeah. Don't roll your hit dice just yet. We're gonna focus on the Rockwell team because they
Oh,
still have
no.
to get out of the pit.
I gotta get my computer charger.
So you guys get your way up through the scaffolding in 2 sets of buried scaffolding in the sand.
Okay.
So at the first one, strength or dexterity checks. To try to get
Dexterity
your way
again.
up. All right, 19. Kratom, you managed to follow most of the same path that you went last time. Ooh, all right. All right, so for the first one, you guys end up booking through. Tiff, you're struggling a little bit as like some of the sand starts to really move, but then you get past it before triggering any sort of sand avalanche. And then at the next one, well, Kratom's going for a ride. Whee!
Oh.
And because you got up that high, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. And you're only buried to your knees.
Mm.
I laugh as I climb and offer to help.
Well, Kratom slid back down to the bottom. Tiff, you're
Oh.
up on the scaffolding, past the first one. But oh hey, the scaffolding's a lot clearer now. So
I would like to leave myself out of the sand.
All right, quick little athletics check.
I can see them, right?
Not at your angle because it's around the other side.
Okay. But I can hear them struggling.
You would hear
14.
at one point as the sand fell in.
Why the 12?
All right, with the athletics, you would boom, boom. Both your legs are free.
All right.
And you cause the last one to slide down, but only your feet, like you managed to not get very buried. Only your feet are in, and you're able to just shake them off easy enough. And oh, hey, look, the scaffolding's clear now.
Get me the fuck up there.
With those dexterities, you are just sprinting your way up the scaffolding with reckless abandon, causing a bit more of an avalanche down. And Rusty, you notice the head of the cave just like get like a eighth of the way covered in sand that falls in, but you're good.
Guys.
All right. So with the path cleared and the source of the tremors potentially subdued, Kratom and Tiff head back towards Rockwell. After a couple hours, Rusty, go ahead and roll the hit dice for your short rest. Okay. You guys arrive at the upper entrance, and you see the guard that you met the previous evening is on station up here now. Ah, hello, you're back again.
Hi, where's the excavation team?
They went in to go get taken care of and looked after for a bit. Why? How are things? You go and check out the site?
Yep, went in. There was this big, like 30-foot tall metal man. We had to kick it around a little bit. Now it's just kind of sitting in the corner.
A metal man? like your. Wait, where's your friend?
He stayed behind to look after it, make sure it didn't wake up again.
It's intact.
Mostly.
It did attack us.
Aye, that would explain why there was all the sand that was shifting and fell in. If something that big was bumping around down there, I mean, we don't. The sand excavations are a delicate operation. You could never know when slide could happen and get buried in there. That's why we have to be so
Some
careful.
sands, you can never predict them.
Yep.
God damn it! I was gonna make the same freaking joke.
Yeah. Well, they should be probably down in the medical area if you want to tell me yourself, or I can send word down.
Yeah, we can tell them ourselves.
All right. Aye, right up the lift. And after a few minutes, the lift comes up. You guys get on, get sent down, and yeah. So going to the medical area to investigate. You find the team in like recent admissions, and just like nobody had any like serious injuries, but there was a few people that like even as you're entering, like a couple people cough and there's like little puffs of sand coming out still, just because of how unfortunately they were buried at one point / for comedic relief. All right. Yeah, and in this area you find a much more better dressed fellow, in still like archaeological clothes, but like no sand or dust on them at the moment, and he's got like a moderately sized monocle as he's talking with one of them. Oh, what's the status of the area down there? You guys just left it? I mean, it's a good thing you all got out of there, but like, what happened? Did it collapse? What? Well, it kind of collapsed, and then he takes notice of you. Can we help you?
Yes, excavation. Giant metal construct causing cave-ins. Taken care of now. It's in a crumpled up in the corner. Our other smaller metal man is making sure the taller metal man doesn't wake up, so you should be able to continue excavation.
The room goes silent, especially with you talking about all these metal men. And then like a couple of like the leaders are just like looking between each other, like, wait, what? Huh? What? Metal man? What? When did? Huh? What?
Yeah,
and then
you can take a look at yourself. You laugh, I'm going to be very upset. You can take a look at yourself, and also that. Do you know the thing you're excavating is an old ship of Cloud Giant origin called the Enduring Consequence?
Cloud Giant.
You tell them everything.
Well, yeah, they should know what they're digging up.
No, that's the point of ruination.
Cloud Giant, you say?
Yeah.
How do you know? There's legends of Cloud Giants. How? But most these days don't believe they even exist.
You don't have any around here? I mean, I wouldn't have been able to make it to the mainland if it wasn't for riding on one of those ships myself, though albeit the one you've got buried in there seems to be a much older model.
A excited murmuring just starts going between like all the other like archaeologists and the diggers and the mining team and such, and they're just like, wait, what is all this information? And like Kratom, as you're kind of noticing like all these people like talking so excitedly, being like, oh my god, they're real, and all this stuff, it's like, oh yeah, the Cloud Giants, like, they really visited you, and when they dropped you off, they made sure to do it in a very obscure place, just like out in the middle of nowhere on the mainland.
Oh yeah, I know the ones in charge of my place like to keep to themselves. Well, around my place. I'm not going to tell them where to find them.
Where is your place? We want to meet them. We want to. This is lost history, and they're alive. They're existing to this day. Oh my gosh! Like they're just like going nuts.
So yeah, the sooner you guys can get back to the excavation site, the better on that one.
Oh right, the excavation. Right. Come. How about you come to my office and we'll get our second team prepped much sooner now that you lot have cleared it out, and we can try to gather this history.
Remember, the smaller man is ours, the bigger one is
Yes.
yours.
No,
So
I managed to get the right arm off the smaller one. No, he still needs that.
But yeah, so what do you want to do? Do you want to stick around and be interviewed in his office, or do you want to go and do other things?
I suppose I'll go to his office.
All right, to the archaeologist's office. Oh, the name's fuck. I was not expecting you guys to go this route.
Of course.
Look, I made multiple paths. I didn't refine them that much. I expected the combat to also last longer to the end of the session. So the lead archaeologist, he's a human. The beard seems like something that'd be like dwarven styled. Like he probably goes to like a hairdresser dwarf in this town.
Mhm.
Got the monocle, and he brings you over to one of the shadier not shadier as in like ooh spooky, but like shadier as in like, oh hey, the sun's here, the shade's there, side of Rockwell. And he brings you into essentially the archaeologist burrow, and in here you spot across the wall like various like some clockwork trinkets, some like curiously bent slabs of metal in various parts, and there's even a metallic like head that's about the size of like a quarter of a torso.
Does it look anything like the thing we fought?
Somewhat. Definitely a lot more polished and refined and such, but like the bottom half, like where the head part or where the neck part of the bust would be, is like it's solid stone, and it's been like cracked off. Like it was definitely part of some sort of statue at some point.
Huh.
Come, sit down. So please, what do you know? What do you know about the cloud giants? And how can I know that this is accurate? As like the realization sets in, and he's like, wait a minute, they could be con artists.
Well, there's no way for you to know if this is accurate, and there's only so much I can tell you, because both the cloud giants on the island that I come from and my people themselves like to keep to themselves. They've been doing so very intently for generations.
A
But
hermit tribe in the woods somewhere then.
sure. Um, so what you have buried in the sand is an old cloud giant ship called the Enduring Consequence. Its name is written on right on the side in giant.
In giant. Huh. Interesting. As he's writing this down.
And the cloud giants usually live in a flying palace of some part above whatever areas they're looking after. Mostly they like to keep to themselves. Some of them actually do like to interact with the people. Like we have a nice little conversations and interactions, relationships where they'll ferry us over to the mainland to see how everything's doing after the. Well, it really depends on how much you want to know and if I can tell you.
Oh, I would love to know everything. As for if you can tell me, I don't know why you couldn't.
Well, My people used to be out and about. We were created by, well, the mythology is we created by the god who was also the creator of the elves. Sort of his second attempt. And
I'm not too familiar with Elven history. They're mostly out west.
uh,
Hmm.
oh, his main thing was a lot to do with freely adapting, changing, and whatnot. And it was about my people, whenever they would go or settle in a land for larger amounts of time, the next generation would usually take on some adaptation. Like if they were by the sea, they might have gills or become amphibious. In the desert, they would be more inclined for water retention or regulating body heat. The cold, same thing. They would get some fur, etc., etc.
Fascinating, fascinating. As he is frantically trying to write this down, as you're saying it, to the point where like he's like writing so fast and in such a sloppy manner that he's only getting like a paragraph per page before having to immediately like just go to the next fucking page, just to have some form of legibility and avoid overwriting onto parts he's already written. Oh, we knew of like regarding the elves, they like from what we do recall and from occasional visits that we've gotten, we've seen a couple of wood elves and those more classier high elves at one point in the history, according to the books, but none of us living have ever encountered one of those. As well as like a couple other half fellows, but none sprouting the features that you're describing. They sound almost like the Tritons and the Tieflings and such.
Yes, getting to that. Again, this is just based off of mythology passed down to generations, but at some point, it was said that Asmodeus got a hold of what our people were capable of and wanted to use them to their own ends, so he would infuse the land with infernal energies, which, given my people's previous gift, those energies would bleed into the next generation going forward, eventually to the point where they would become corrupt enough that they would themselves become infernal. Now, to counteract this, the creator would essentially stunt my people's ability to adapt to their surroundings in the before mentioned way, to the point where it would take on a more static appearance. And those who weren't corrupted were sequestered on an island far off this main continent till it was believed that the area was safe. And every once in a while, we send a few people here. We go to the Cloud Giants, ask for a passage across. We help them out to some resources we have on the island, and a little bit of errands now and again, as much as people of that stature, both physically and metaphorically, require. And yeah, that's what brought me here. Well, a few things in between, but that's the gist of it.
It's a fascinating tale you have there, lad. Wow, it's. I mean, I have to be skeptical, considering the lack of evidence, but if what you're saying is true, this could change many aspects on how we view the history, and I must wonder why the Cloud Giants interact with you, but they haven't interacted out here in at least a few millennia, to the point where they are viewed as myths.
Maybe a shared penchant for isolation. It's like you do like to socialize with people all the same.
Aye, fair enough. Fair enough.
And we're only a few hundred, maybe. Yeah, I think out of the entire group of people on the island, there's maybe just a few hundred.
In your
Maybe
society?
1,000. Yep.
Well, good on you for surviving out there.
Yeah, so far so good. which brings me to the point where I can't tell you where it is, because that's a big part of...
Aw. But that would give us the chance to go and see how true your story is.
Yes,
Like
and
some
unfortunately
oil.
you'll just have to take my word for it.
Ah. The word is valuable, but evidence proves more mighty sometimes. No?
Well, for physical evidence, the giant metal man and the cloud giant ship are still buried at your excavation site, so there's the solid proof of that at least.
True
And I'm
enough.
sure you can find someone who can translate giant, I'm assuming?
Out here? Most of the giant folk are out in the west. Like, the elves went to the far coast, from what I remember from stories, and giants tended to head north out there, I think? Maybe south? I don't know, maybe both. We don't know too
There was
much
no
about
one...
beyond the plains.
Oh, so there's no one who researched the topic at all?
Not giant, no. And you can take another look around the room. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. On one of the pieces of metal, you can see that there is some like inscribed writing, but there's only like two or three characters out of a word in giant. But like you can recognize that they are like symbols of giant language.
Well, the inscription on the side of the boat looks a lot like that. Well,
What?
not the same symbols, but similar.
He looks over at the symbols. Ah, so these are giant based. Ah, no wonder nobody around here could figure it out. We just assumed it was something for the arcane, but it may be, but in giant, that is good to know.
Also,
And
it looks like it's missing most of it. The
Ah,
word, actually.
yeah, you essentially like it's essentially like an A and a K, and a U.
Okay. AKU, that's about it on there.
Ah, interesting. Well, if we can ever find someone from the West who studies giants, we can verify any of that and get more information, perhaps, if we can get them out here. Thank you for the...
Oh,
Yes?
also, in the dig site, there's a big metal door. It's about buried in about 15 feet of sand. Don't know if you guys already saw that before you left.
Metal door buried in the sand. I mean, last I heard from the reports before the incident that just occurred, they were working their way through the across the deck of the ship, and like we didn't even realize it was airbase. We thought it might have been from a ship that sunk long ago and was buried under the sea before the sea maybe went down or something.
Well, it does look very old, and I don't know if it was they got to making flying ships at that point or not. Yeah, I don't know when the last giant was here.
Indeed. Huh. Well, it seems that this find was even more valuable than we realized it would be in terms of information. Financially,
How soon can you get how soon can you get the second excavation team on that?
well, we were already preparing to get them sent down next week, but if it's actually cleared out, considering we don't need to send any guards down once we can send a few guards to go patrol and make sure what your claims are true with it being clear, then we can get the team down there as soon as the next day.
All right. Well, if that's it, I'm going to go back to my buddy, and then we're going to go back to the cave and get our friend updated on the situation.
Very
Might
well.
do a bit more
You're always
investigating.
welcome to stop in. Oh, Adrit Sandshifter. That it's so rude of me. Adrit Sandshifter is my name.
Nice to meet you. Kratom.
Kratom. Okay. And he jots that down. Like, he goes back to like the first page and just writes the tale of Kratom at the top.
I'm gonna get myself in one of them library books. Anyway, so yeah, I go back to Tiff.
I'd
Welcome
say.
back.
Okay. Yep. All right. So yeah. Since it is almost 5 o'clock, let's bounce back to Rusty real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
During your rest and while you're waiting, 1 hour passes. 2 hours pass. A third hour now. And at the end of this third hour, you can hear a bit of clicking and gears trying to move as the giant golem creature is attempting to bring itself back up.
I see you're awake.
Hearing your voice, it doesn't freeze because it's still jittery from attempting to get back up and try to take care of itself. It slowly turns its head, slowly, and it like there's a bit of a snapping noise as it turns and snaps all the way to you, and the head seems a little bit loose, but it just stares at you, which is a little bit creepy considering that's. And yes, you are not a organic being, but you've been around organic beings, and you know if the neck snaps, that's the end for them usually. So seeing this thing, and it's that evidently breaking from the wear and the combat, as it just stares at you with its dim, flickering eyes, and true dirt for this exile perish. And it's trying to lift an arm, but it's struggling to.
Do you really think it's necessary now after what just happened to you?
Or this exile and true dirt.
And this exile.
I should have used a voice mod. God damn it. Sorry. I apologize. Go ahead.
And this exile just brought you to your knees.
And true dirt at zile eliminate Nate
Would you like to die?
eliminate Nate as it's going to attempt to slowly swing at you, but misses absolutely horribly and poof, into the sand next to you.
Is it on the ground?
Yes, it is laying on the ground. And it was clawing its way a bit towards you and tried to get you with a slam, but was short and off to the side.
Can I kick its arm away?
I mean, it's a giant fucking arm, so give me an athletics check.
Ding.
Ah, my toe.
But his toe is a steel toe.
17?
Yeah, you managed to chip the arm away across the bit of the sand, but it's a big, heavy thing that's 3 times your size. So it's just staring at you and is rearing up as if it wants to attack again.
Why am I exiled?
Exile for this exile no launder dirt and tries to swing at you again. Can I get more than a 5, please? Nope. Misses horribly again.
Bobby, I just want to hit my players once.
Exactly.
Look, you already hit me with 1 nat 20 already.
Hey, I'm rolling at disadvantage. I'm being nice. Oh yeah, so it attempts again, but misses horrendously again.
I will start to yell. I said, "Answer me. Why am I exiled?"
For this exile, eat libman, nay. Go ahead and give me an insight.
Straight.
Yep.
19.
This thing isn't as, quote, alive as you are. It's a bit more like Orin's turret, but with a way of expressing itself.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but he'd probably be in denial.
It is trying to do the job it was tasked with, and the
Yeah.
knowledge that it had, but it has no other means of expressing or conveying anything.
Yeah. Can I go up to it and try to knock it down or knock it out again?
Sure, go ahead and roll an attack. With advantage because it's prone.
Whoop. 24.
You knock it out, its face plunges back down into the sand. And with that revelation of...
No, I think he'd still be in denial. I think he'd just be very frustrated.
Oh, okay.
So I will go over here and try excavating a bit of the door while they're trying to make their way back.
And that is where we will call the session.